except the focus isn't on the mechs.
The best praise given to a mecha show is that it focuses on the characters, not the mechs. Even Rooster Teeth's Genlock uses this to advertise their show. To be the cool studio that makes actual good mecha that no one else is doing.
When the idea for Genlock was first presented, it was just one of several projects that could become our next big animated series at Rooster Teeth. What stood out about it was how it wasn't just a mech show, it was a show that was driven by character. Above my office door, I have a sign that reads, "Characters Only." That's what I care about, and that was the special sauce that the show had figured out.
This phrase is pretty much said by people who've only seen the same 3 basic mecha, Gurren Lagann, Code Geass, and Evangelion. All fantastic shows, all of which claim to be exceptions to the world of mecha. These shows are praised for their strong characters, their amazing narratives. As GameFAQs quote, "Now Code Geass, that's something different. Battle of wits, great storm, plot twist, and it's just entertaining." Are there any mecha anime with Battle of Wits other than Code Geass? Every few months, this discussion is propped up by whatever popular mecha anime is coming out. In this case, Utena in Space, and the Anitubers will make the same exact statement. Of all anime genres or settings in this case, the 2 that get the worst rap are mecha and magical girls. Both are seen as childish monster of the week with little depth. Many people treat Neon Genesis Evangelion as the pinnacle of mecha anime due to its dark mecha show and the best example of a deconstruction anime.
Where the very premise of the mecha genre is called into question.
Except, it's not. And I wonder if anyone who has ever made this claim has seen more than 2 mecha shows. The original Gundam is about the challenges and trauma that Amuro Ray goes through as being a child soldier. He frequently doesn't want to get in the mech or fight. There's many episodes of him being slapped to fight, and the show focuses on how this affects him as a person. Like any other medium, what carries the best of the mecha is the narratives and characters. This is true for every genre, medium, and setting. Many mecha shows have a strong emphasis on the horrors of war and overcoming oneself to become a better person tomorrow. Though, many who aren't experienced in this medium make the claims that mecha focuses on the mechs instead of the characters. There's this article by CBR that makes a ton of hilarious claims, like how Eva breaks the cliches of mecha anime without understanding mecha anime. In this article, it makes out that mechs are basic action shows without any deeper focus on darker themes. Mecha since its origin has always been this. Besides the obvious look at Gundam, Space Runaway Ideon has been stated by Anno to be one of his biggest inspirations. Of course, that's ignoring how big of an otaku Anno is, and how Eva is just a love letter to the genre the same way Gurren Lagann is. Many people in the English-speaking scene don't really want to look at the behemoth of the genre of mecha and the other older shows because most people don't like watching older anime. To each their own, of course. But there are many bad takes from Anitube. For some reason, many Anitubers and anime fans are embarrassed of the genre of mecha itself, and they want to tiptoe around the idea of mecha being, well, mecha.
Like, I don't know. Eva for me is really weird because it's like, at first glance, it tries to present itself as a mecha.
Yeah.
But then the further you go along, you realize it's not a mecha. It's just a fucking sci-fi.
The childish notion of giant robots, which are just cool, people are scared of. Though this begs the question, what makes a mecha anime? Well, giant robots? A character piloting a giant robot? Well, that kind of rules out Tetsujin, which is one of the origins of mecha itself. So that doesn't make sense. Does it have to be giant robots in general? The question is very vague, and we will never have a definitive answer. But this does beg the question, what does Hassan Piker think mecha anime is?
Attack on Titan is a mecha anime. Let's discuss.
While it's a strange take, but the idea of flesh mechs works for me because it sounds cool and I want more flesh mechs, god damn it. Does that make me a mecha? And it's also a lot better than calling Evangelion a fucking sci-fi anime and not a mecha anime. Is a mecha anime. In a sense, it's not an anime. Many people would split mecha into 2 camps, Real Robot and Super Robot. One focused on adults, one for kids. Of course, that is a horrific oversimplification of both genres. Real Robot tend to be more political, a little bit more grit in how the machines work and would fit in a real society, and one that's more over the top and comic booky Of course, both can tell darker stories. Mecha, in a sense, is more of a setting, like a fantasy or isekai, rather than a traditional genre. Both don't really have extreme genre conventions like horror, action, or dramas do. Mecha is just an add-on to other genres and a set piece for storytelling. So, does this make AOT a mecha show? Is Hassan Piker right? Is Attack on Titan a mecha anime? I don't know, probably. Hassan, what do you think?
I came to laugh at you.
Thank you, Hassan. This idea that mecha doesn't focus on its characters has stuck around since the beginning of Western fans getting into anime itself. It's not hard to find forums and articles dating back to the early 2000s having this exact same conversation we're having today. Honestly, I find it shocking that many people don't enjoy mecha. Most of the users here grew up with Toonami, which featured many mecha anime, which notably, like the original Gundam series, those stayed around for a long time, at least until SD Gundam, which was a joke in and of itself, meaning that they at least pull through for other views to keep airing. And the people saying that the mecha political speeches aren't popular, the fuck is Code Geass then? The whole story is politics and political ideology. It's one of the most heralded mecha anime since the Gundam days. Yet it has much more politics going on than Gundam ever did. Why is Code Geass good but others so bad? Many people have this take. I watched a fair share of mecha, and yes, as an elitist who's seen Legend of Galactic Heroes, I am better than you. Suffer. No, mecha just focuses on the mechs, is like saying shonen anime only focuses on the fight scenes. Every good shonen builds up to the great fight scenes with great characters, action, and comedy. Few shonen do just fights. Even Bleach, a series Kubo did just because he wanted to make cool fights, has characterization and stakes in it. Mecha isn't dead, it never died. It's still running strong, and every time people make the claim that the genre is dead and that mecha only focuses on the mechs, they are wrong every time. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to believe in the getter, and I'm gonna go watch some old anime that you probably never heard of before, like Judge. Bye.